Okay, okay, episode. Did you just say ass then?
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as I press record, in the middle of you going ass, well, knitting or crocheting or whatever. Okay, so episode. I'm not sure what the episode is. I'll figure that out later. But we are now starting another marathon. Here's all. Get this out. This is the Star Wars Complete Saga Blu-ray, which I got last week. And okay. And yeah, we're now going to watch all of these. We're going to make another mini marathon of these films in Blu-ray, on Blu-ray. Okay. God, it's about a minute wasted on this video. Right, so Star Wars, Episode 1, Phantom Menace. We're starting chronologically. I remember when, one of the reasons I wanted to do this Epic Film Challenge was also tell some, like, stories and stuff, but obviously we just try and get through it quickly now. But, I won't tell the story, but a quick memory. I remember when this film was about to come out, everyone was just going apeshit over it. Like, the trailer came out and everyone went nuts. Like, there's a bit in the trailer where, Qui-Gon Jinn says, Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi, and everyone's like, that was fucking insane, oh my god, I can't wait to see this film. And then they saw it and was like, oh, right. When I saw it I was a kid, so I did actually really enjoy it. I didn't get to see it in the cinema. I was living in England at the time, and never went to the cinema. But my best mate Chris Marshall, he had it on his PC, which I didn't believe him. He's like, yeah, I've got it on, my dad's got it on his computer. I was like, no he hasn't. I just wouldn't accept it. And he was like, no, seriously. And I was like, the whole film? And he's like, yeah. I was like, no, it's got to be like a cartoon or something. It can't be real. I was just adamant that he had it, but he had it, and we watched it, and I was just like, you know, even if it was like a bad pirate copy, I was just amazed. And then I think I got it on a pirate copy on video, watched it loads, got the video when it came out properly, and yeah, I loved it. Now it's a bit different. A lot of people hate it because of the goofiness, like Jar Jar Binks and so on. People think that the kid who plays Anakin, Jake Lloyd, they think he's a shit actor, and you know. I'll give you some of my bad points of the film. Too much computer-generated imagery, I think. Do you know there's one shot in the film without any visual effects? One. And it's like a second long. So like every shot in the film is just like, you know, so much money was spent on all the special effects, and they do look good. Like the pod race looks amazing, but I think part of the charm of the original Star Wars series was the, you know, the natural locations. Like in Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, they go to Hoth, an ice planet, and they just went to Norway to film that. You know, most of the scenes on Hoth are either a model for the space battle or a stage. And there's some shots where they're outside, and they could have easily done that on a stage, but they, you know, they thought, no, we'll go to Norway, we'll do it. And
well, Norway's awesome, so I don't blame them.
Well, there you go. But I mean, you know, and then, you know, Tatooine in Tunisia. That's one thing. In Episode 1, they did go to Tunisia to film Tatooine, and I think that gives it a more real feeling than Episode 2 and 3, which I like. But yeah, still, I think too much special effects. I think George Lucas relied too much on using the computer to do everything. Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, is awesome. I think he's the best thing in the film.
Really?
He's a great actor, and I just love the character, like this wise old Jedi who trained Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know. And it's all kind of new, where like you're used to the original films for like 20 years, and then you just get like the backstory. It was like a really interesting idea, really, to go back. And yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn, like this Jedi Master who's a bit of a rebel, and he's not actually in the Jedi Order and stuff. And what is she doing?
She's looking at the mouse pointer.
the kid,
while she's burping or something.
Lily, our kitten, is just sort of sat on the laptop, just like looking at the screen. Now she's lying on it.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, one thing I'll say. In the Blu-ray, there's lots of changes to all the films, and I'm not going to go too much into that. But on Episode 1, they've changed Yoda to a digital Yoda. Yoda was digital in Episode 2 and 3. In Episode 1, he was a puppet, and the puppet looked shit. It looked different from the puppet in, you know, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. And I guess you can say, well, it is 45 years before Empire Strikes Back, but it just looked a bit too weird. And then when in Episode 2 he looks more similar to... Anyway, they change it back to the CGI and it looks a lot better. Another highlight of the film, Ian McDiarmid, who plays the Emperor and Senator Palpatine. That was really interesting, seeing that the Emperor was once like a, you know, a politician and stuff, and the way he's hiding himself from being this Sith Lord. Some cool stuff in it.
You said you were going to do a quick video. We've been talking for 7 minutes.
No, the other one was a quick video. This is Star Wars. I've got to talk for a bit because I want to. Because what's wrong?
I can't do it.
Oh my God, she's You can't do what? It.
This.
God, she's getting really angry. Just calm down. And yeah. So Episode 1. I think for a film that you know, part of the main audience is kids. Part of the main audience is kids. I think a lot of it is quite boring for kids because there's a lot of like boring politics kind of stuff going on, like space politics. Like, I call for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum. Like, kids get bored of that shit. Like, I was bored of that shit. So I can see why George Lucas put Jar Jar Binks in. This really goofy character who's clumsy, but there's just too much of the clumsiness. And, you know, I can see why people don't like that in Star Wars. It was a bit too far. That being said, once you've seen Episode 1, 2 and 3, and you see how dark it gets in Episode 3, then you can understand why it's so innocent and goofy and childlike in the first film. Well, I don't mind it too much, to be honest. I think Jake Lloyd, I said it again, Jake Lloyd, does a good job as Anakin. Just bear in mind that he's a kid, and he has previously worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I'm sure he picked up a lot of tips from him. And another good thing is the lightsaber duels. They're sick. Well, there's only one really at the end, and it's just awesome. It's just like, it's a lot more advanced than the original trilogy, fast-paced and stuff. And,
Ow.
you know, you get Darth Maul with a badass double lightsaber. It's really cool. I would give Phantom Menace an 8 out of 10. Actually, this is the most I've ever enjoyed it, I think, even when I was a kid. Because, like, I enjoyed it as a kid, and then I slowly grew to not like it that much. But seeing it on Blu-ray in good quality, and all the stuff on Tatooine is great. I really like it. I really like Qui-Gon Jinn, the character. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor did a good job, but you know, he couldn't really do much with the script, which isn't that great. You gotta remember, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi weren't written or directed by George Lucas, so he's now writing and directing the prequel trilogy, and you know, he's not writing isn't his forte. I don't think. Some of the dialogue is a bit stilted. Apparently, he says he planned it that way, but you know, the screenplay isn't the strongest, but I really enjoyed it this time, and seeing it on Blu-ray was great. So, yeah. Anything to add from me?
Whatever he
Anything
said,
at all?
and I can't say anything because you said everything now. So
No.
whatever you said, and
No, what did you think of it?
well, I really enjoyed it. I enjoy it a lot more now than the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this was only the second time ever watching Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
Okay,
guys,
so what?
that's
So
true.
what?
Stop
Okay.
it!
Okay, if you feel like I'm
No.
what?
I'll get angry on camera. I had that killer look on my face.
Okay, so okay.
Don't piss me off.
If you
You won't like me when I'm angry.
If you think I'm taking over this thing, then what was your favourite part of the film?
I love how Yoda goes mental. I love
No,
the scene.
that was Episode 2. You skipped
Oh
ahead
yeah,
here.
that's true.
There's like a deleted scene in Episode 1 where Yoda goes mental and just like gets drunk and
Yeah, they put it only on the Blu-ray. Stop it!
wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I don't know. I really just enjoyed the most of it. Like, I guess the race.
The pod race, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
the sound
yeah.
was great as well.
Yeah, I wish we could have just turned it up.
Yeah.
You know, and we will once we move.
So, anything you didn't like?
I don't know. I'm just so upset about this crochet. So.
But translation, that was crochet, motherfucking piece piece of shit.
That was your words, not mine. Oh wait, it was.
Rating?
I guess I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know that the other one, I like it better.
Okay. So that was episode 1, and I will see you with episode 2 at a later date. A quote. Every time we do this at the end of the video, I just kind of, it's like quote, and it's like, I don't know. My mind just goes blank. Anakin Skywalker meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, episode 1, and we will see you with part 2, episode 2, Attack of the Clones.